Yeah, a bit of a different perspective from this time. This time round, don't know why. Just felt like it. I do think that actually this point of view gives a better emphasis on the games. So you don't, less about me and my ugly mug, and more about the content. So, yeah, this is pickups number 57. Not bad selection stuff. A lot of it is from cash converters, cash generator, that sort of place. So a lot of it's just no more than pence. So, but all of it is stuff that I do have on my list. This fabled list. Yeah, before I start, I just want to say thank you to any subscribers that I might have had. They do sort of come in spurts. A lot of them don't always have you don't always get a notification who it actually is. You just get, you've got a new subscriber. They don't have a page, or they're not registered or whatever it is, so you can't actually go and say thank you. Also, they sometimes they don't actually have a facility where you can leave a comment. So this is just all those people that I've not said thank you to for subscribing. This is a thank you to you, and anybody else. I don't think I've forgotten in the past. I don't say thank you to my subscribers enough, but I'm always grateful. I just hope you don't end up regretting the sub. So, right, and also I just wanted to say the new issue of TRGN is out. The Retro Games News, the newsletter that I contribute to. It's out. I mean, chances are people who have already subscribed. If you're watching, you might well have already subscribed, or you'd be aware of it. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, if there's anybody new who's not aware of it, well, it's I'll try and put a link below. The sun's coming out. Hey, I'll put a link below, and you just go and take a look. It won't hurt. Yeah, before I actually get on to the pickups, one final thing. Has anybody been getting this thing on comments where I don't know, I think it's a glitch in the system, or it's just some sort of teething problem with maybe YouTube have been messing around with their system, and they it removes comments. It says comment removed, and something else. And it's basically sort of removes all traces of the comment, bar this little 2-line sort of little indicator, which is really irritating because sometimes it's somebody's left a comment on my video, or I've left a comment on someone else's video, and it's been wiped. Either way, you can't respond, which is really frustrating. I just wanted to see if anybody else has noticed it, and if anybody knows what it is and what the game is. So, right, that's enough of that. On to the purchases. I've got a pile of pretty standard stuff to start off with. A game that I would like the precursor to on the PS1, but it's a little bit expensive. It's called Bombastic. Now, sun's gone back in, so I can actually see it now. It's called Bombastic. It's sort of like a multiplayer puzzle game. It's quite difficult to describe. It's like a grid, and you've got dice on it, and you've got these little characters who run around on the dice, and the dice, you have to match the numbers on the dice to the numbers on the grid, and there's explosions involved. But the PS1 version is called Devil Dice, and it's quite expensive. It's not too expensive. It's about sort of collectible price. It's I wouldn't pay any more than £15 for it all in. But even so, if it's not really a game that I'm not sure that I'll like. So I thought this looks pretty similar. So I'll try this one first. and then if I do enjoy this one, I'll think of investing in the slightly more expensive PS1 version. This was £1.99. This is £1.99. This was post and Gamestation actually post meltdown, post Gamestation meltdowns. This is the one. This came from the one branch near me. It's still open in Welling. All the others are miles away. So next lot are all like I said, not Gamestation, cash converters or cash generator purchases. Star Wars Battlefront. Oh, go away. What is that? Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, I've got Battlefront 2. I did rent this. I remember renting this when it was brand new and really enjoyed it. This one isn't as collectible as the second one, but this one, it's still really good. I think this one is more. Is it? No, actually, it's the whole sort of Star Wars universe, isn't it? But enjoyable, and it's like it's a multiplayer game that I don't mind playing. Obviously, it's a multiplayer game with bots, isn't it? So, which games like that always seem a bit of a waste of time. But I don't get to play multiplayer games too often, and that's just sort of a nice halfway house because I'm an antisocial git. These are all from that was that? Yeah, that was 125. So, these were all from Cash Generator. I've never actually bought anything from a Cash Generator. These are the first 3 purchases I've ever bought in store. I bought from their online service, which is very good, by the way, if anybody's ever thinking of trying it. All Xbox, more Xbox. Spartan Total Warrior. It's supposed to be, oh, for God's sake, it's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty good. Looks bloody. It's a hack and slash, isn't it? It's got a good reputation. I do know it's got a good reputation. And these were all 59p. I don't think you're going to be able to see that, with the shadow, sort of combination of the shadow and the sunlight, you're going to be able to see the 59p. But that does say 59p. But I do know it's supposed to be pretty good. And with these cross platform games, I'll always, especially with this generation, I'll always go for the Xbox version, just by obviously because chances are the port will be a better game. Obviously sand off the rough edges, so to speak. Lord of the Rings: Two Towers, another hack and slasher. I think these all came from the same person. I did rent this from Blockbuster when it was brand new because I thought I loved the films. I was really into the films, so I've got all the special editions. I'm that keen. And the game did look really good, and it used obviously all the samples from the films, and so you get. I've got nostalgia, not nostalgic for it, but excited, and so you use all the samples and stuff, and so you're into the films, you're going to like the games, aren't you? And I did enjoy it, but I can remember getting stuck really early on because I couldn't fire into the background using Legolas. Just couldn't do it. I couldn't work out how to do it. I think I was refused to look at the instructions, but I was having trouble and I kept getting bombarded by goblins with arrows. And following a theme, Return of the King. So this one I've never played, but that one I had. But they're all those games. I don't think I gave this one a proper try. Actually, if I'm honest, I might well have actually owned that in the past rather than just rented it. I can't remember because I have confused owning and renting things in the past, but I can't always remember what I've owned and what I've rented. All I know is I've played them, and this was a nice little purchase. Again, post Gamestation meltdown. Dodonpachi Resurrection. This is a duplicate for all the duplicate haters out there. This is a duplicate, so you don't like it, screw you. No, it was only $2.98. I've got it, obviously I've got it, but I felt compelled to rescue it. At least to be able to trade it with someone who, who always fancied it but doesn't want to pay, only wants it to try. I couldn't be sure if it's got all the DLC still there. I don't know. But I've got mine, I think. But I've been playing this recently, and I'm just getting my arse kicked. But it's a brilliant game. And $2.98. I might even be a bit of a cheeky bastard and trade it back into Gamestation with this wacky. Depends on what the prices are like. If I can see anything else I want in return, with this wacky promotion they're doing, which I don't really get. £10 for tripe. I mean, after this Gamestation promotion, their shelves are just going to be stocked full of rubbish because people are going to be trading in old sports games and stuff, and there's not going to be anything worthwhile in Gamestation for years. Another cash converters purchase, a game that I did see lurking on the shelves, but decided not to buy, and I went back to this particular branch like a couple of weeks later, and it's still there, and it was on my list. It's arse to go. It's obviously it's what is it? It's radio controlled car sort of simulator. I used to love Super RC Pro Am on the Game Boy. It's one of my favourite Game Boy games. I can remember just playing it to death until I reached sort of like an impasse. I got to a point where it was too hard and it almost felt unfair. Just hit a wall. I couldn't progress because the car just didn't seem fast enough. It didn't have a fast enough top speed, and I'd sort of perfected the tracks, but still I wasn't winning, and you needed to win to progress. But I loved it. I've still got fond memories of it. But this looks sort of like pretty much along the same lines. And I thought, obviously, it was only a pound. That's going to show up in the sunlight. Pound. I always thought, it wouldn't hurt to give it a go, considering it's only a pound. Again, another cash converters purchase. This is another one that I saw about 2 or 3 times in a cash converters. And saw it once and decided not to take plunge, and then it must have been about 2 months, and I went back to the same branch and it was still there. And it's not a game, but it is. It's a controller. It's a bit of an ugly beast. But the reason I bought it is because you can read that. It's got it obscured by the price. It's a Resident Evil. It's a controller designed specifically for Resident Evil on the PS1. So it's got this sort of gun handle, and it's got the layout of all the buttons, so they're sort of nicely arranged, so it's not too awkward. It's ASCII-ware, so it's not the most robustly made thing. It feels a bit light and cheap. It's got a turbo there, and it's got 2 sets of R1 buttons. It's also got R1 for ready and run, obviously, actually, and that's square, isn't it? It's got 2 R1s, so that's a bit strange. I understand the styling. I don't know why this arm here is styled like that. I'm guessing it might be because it's like the panning handle on a tripod or something like that. It's supposed to sort of ape that sort of look. So obviously this is done like a gun because you have the trigger there, and where's the price? 75p, yeah. And to be honest, I don't think I would have bought it if it wasn't sort of Resident Evil branded, because I think it's sort of like an official thing. It's like ASCII-ware, but it has got the Resident Evil brand. As long as it doesn't come off, because I will be really pissed off if it comes off when I take the label off. I don't think they're particularly sought after. I think a boxed one can fetch a decent amount. I do remember the Stig has got a boxed one. I remember he made a video a long time ago before he closed his first channel, and just showing this thing off. It's a weird thing. It's a collectible. It's like I said, it's not particularly well made, but I've yet to try it with any of the Resident Evil games. But when I have had a go, I'll get back to you and see how it fares. I've got great. I'm optimistic. Put it that way. Yeah. What order should we do these in? Another duplicate. Again, I'm getting a bit carried away with the duplicates. This might get the same treatment that Dodonpachi might get, may get, won't, not necessarily will get, may get. Whisper it, trade it into Gamestation. It's Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Just see what I can get for it. Again, this is a duplicate, and because it was $4.98, it's my better senses sort of overtook. I lost my better senses. if that makes sense. I sort of lost it a bit. Like with Dodo and Patchy, they're both duplicates. I just felt compelled to rescue them because they were cheap, without really having much of an idea of what was going to happen to them. You know, I thought trade them to people. Obviously, this is a good game. Maybe even I don't know. I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to do with it. I sort of thought $4.98, yeah. But it's the one and only DS Castlevania game I've already got, which is a bit irritating. I'm perfectly happy if it was Portrait of Ruin or Dawn of Sorrow, but no, I've found 2 copies of Order of Ecclesia. But I think this one was actually one of the reasons I did buy this, because I think this one's actually better condition than my other one. So you know, I can get away with it just as long as it's in better condition. Which order are these coming out? An eBay, one and only eBay purchase. This was £1 plus £2 postage. Fear Effect 2. Actually, not bad, Nick. It was an auction. The starting price was £1. I was the only bidder. I got it for £1. I've got Fear Effect 1, and they're good games. They're good games. They're unique. They're you know, third-person action adventures with a specific game mechanic. They're difficult to describe. You probably have to play them to know. Or people who have played them will know how unique they are. This isn't in bad nick. It's got 4 discs, and they're all in pretty good condition. Yeah, it was £2, and it came in really good time, and it was quite well packaged. Is it me, or has the postage gone up on the Royal Mail postage, the price of first class stamps? So that will probably affect eBay purchases now, won't it? That price will be probably passed on through the scrupulous, is that the right word? Scrupulous eBay sellers, you know, because they like taking the piss of their prices anyway, and then that's giving them more excuse now, isn't it? Fuckers. Probably my biggest purchase this was a no-brainer for me. It was another Gamestation purchase. It's Final Fantasy Tactics A2, $7.98. I primarily bought this. One of the reasons, it's the first opportunity I've ever had to play a Final Fantasy Tactics game, because I've obviously not got a US PS1 or a PSP, or I've only just got a DS. I've never been able to play the GBA version, and this is the first opportunity, like I said, I've had to play one. I've always wanted to play them, and I do know this one, of all the Final Fantasy games on the DS, this one seems to fetch the most. It's not massively expensive, probably about 15 quid on eBay, or a little bit more or a little bit less, round about that area. You can probably pay a similar amount on CEX, but this obviously it was £8, but it's still reasonable. That's a good price without being dirt cheap. So, and for a game that I've always wanted to play, or a series that I've never been able to play but always wanted to, it seems logical. Even though, again, I have mentioned in recent videos I've not really been able to afford it. So all these I've sort of levied these purchases, if that's the right term, because my birthday's coming up, so I've sort of spent a little bit more than I can afford, because I know I should be getting some money for my birthday. So there you go. And finally, 2 charity shop purchases. One of them, actually no, they're not bad. They're not bad prices. Quite expensive for a charity shop as it happens, but Klonoa 2, Lunatia's Veil. That was £3. Is that gonna? £3. A really nice platformer, collectible for the PS1. Shouldn't cost you too much now. Might cost you a bit more on eBay, but you can get it in CEX for a decent price. But it's a really good game. Again, this is a duplicate, but I do know that my version is a little bit rough. My version has a coffee cup mark. Someone's been using the manual as a coaster, but this one's a lot better. And the disc on my old one is a bit knackered. And, you know, obviously £3 is a good price for this, even though it's quite expensive for a charity shop. Move! So and that was a no-brainer, but even more of a no-brainer, although it's not 100% perfect, is Discworld 2. As you can see, it's missing the inlay, but for £2, that's a really good price. Although Discworld 2 is the cheapest of the 3 PS1 Discworld games. Discworld 2. Point and click, 2D rather than, I think it's Discworld Noir, which I've got, which is sort of 3D, sort of polygon based, isn't it? This one is 2D like the first game, and it's a point and click, supposed to be quite difficult, a bit sort of slightly illogical, which is not necessarily the best thing for point and click games. But yeah, I've got 2 of the 3 Discworld games, and 2 of them I bought from charity shops, which leads me on to an idea I've had for a video. I might well do a collection video, which is me showing all of the games I have that I've got from charity shops, just as a demonstration of what you can get. Because I get a little bit protective over charity shops, because you do hear people like saying, "Oh, I can get my games in sort of better places." I have not. It doesn't happen often, but I have heard people say so. And also, I've never done particularly well in car boot sales, so I tend to fight the corner for charity shops if people ever tend to criticise them. I get a bit protective. No, but I've wanted to do just a collection video of charity shop purchases, because I can't deny I have done better than I really deserve to out of charity shops. I've had some really nice buys in the past, and it would be a bit of an eye opener if I put them all together just to show you what is potentially out there. So that may well come up. Also on the horizon, I'm continuing my XCOM videos. I've just been doing a bit of level grinding, but it's been difficult because people have been dying in the process, and I don't want people to. If people are going to die, I want to film it. So obviously I've had to scrap those. I had to keep going until I can nurse people through each of the missions so they don't die. So I want you to bear witness to your own deaths, if you're still in the game, that is. And yeah, my PS1 collection video is still on the horizon. It takes a bit of putting together, but it's coming, it's getting there. So yeah, that's it. I wasn't planning on doing a pickups video, but don't know, I was at a loss. It's Saturday, I've not been out, I've been sort of slobbing around, doing nothing, wearing my hat. So yeah, check out the TRGN newsletter. It's in the link. The link's in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all my subscribers, like I said at the beginning. Thanks for everybody else for being brilliant individuals. See you later, peeps. Thanks for watching.